Hello, world, family, and friends, and welcome to the E Factor Radio Show. I'm your host, Cornelius Bryant, and
I'm Evelyn Perea,
Evelyn Perea, co-host.
co-host.
Yes, co. Don't forget to let them know you're a
That's your
co-host.
co-host. Sorry.
We don't know if it's just some stranger walked in here and said,
Yeah.
"Oh, who's a stranger?" But anyways, this is our first time seeing each other since New Year's.
It is.
It is.
Oh
So,
wow, it's almost been a month.
yeah, a whole
Right?
month. Look how fast
Yes.
time flies. And you were saying on your New Year's resolutions. What were you saying about those? Or
So my resolutions are. Oh, that's a good question. What even are? I think I already forgot what they were.
see,
I
because
just
you
know
forgot.
that. I think just to be a healthier me, just
Uh-huh.
continue. Oh, I remember. It's just to continue all the healthy things that I started last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how's that going?
It's going great. So I've been able to continue. I feel like it's, you know how it takes 21 days to create a habit. So I've been doing all those healthy things for a few months. So I think the habit has stuck. So I've been continuing, the healthy habits. I was talking to Debbie earlier that I take, for example, in the morning I take a shot of lemon juice with olive oil, cayenne pepper, slippery elm, and now I've added black seed oil. So all that is good for your health. So that's what I take in the morning, and I've been doing that for months. And yeah, I've continued it, so it's good. What about yourself?
So you said it takes 21 days to create a good habit
Yes.
and break a bad habit.
Yes.
I don't know because we've been doing this fast with my church for 21 days, and there's 2 days left.
There's 2 days left.
2 days
Oh
left,
my
and I'm
goodness.
already thinking, man, all these bad habits I'm going back to.
What good habits have stuck though? Which ones are you gonna continue?
None. No, I'm just
No.
kidding. No, you know what? I haven't.
Wait, do you want to remind us what they were?
Let me see. Well, with the fast, we wasn't eating sugar,
No sugar,
no bread,
no bread.
and then the last week there was no meat
Okay.
and no sodas
Dairy
and junk food.
No
and
refined sugars.
no dairy products.
Okay.
None of that.
Wow.
So
What
no
about
coffee,
bread?
no bread,
No bread either.
no
Oh
bread.
wow, you guys.
No
Cold-
tortillas.
Cold turkey.
No tortillas, so that means
Oh,
that's
no.
there's no tacos, no burritos,
Oh,
no
that must have been the
salsa and
worst.
chip. It was. And so, but I'll keep cutting down. I won't go back to the way I was
Okay.
because now it's almost like I stop even really craving chocolate. That's my
Well,
thing.
I'm curious. Like, what was your day? What was like a day in the life of what you ate, and what are you gonna keep?
You see, we ate lots of grits.
Okay, grits are good.
Grits, no eggs, of course, no eggs. Grits and hash browns,
Okay.
vegetables,
I mean, that sounds pretty healthy still.
more vegetables.
hmm So that's what you used to eat.
Well, not as
Okay.
much. We always did eat it, but now that's it because 3 meals a day,
Okay.
and so you're eating
So
your
that's
fruits.
your breakfast.
That's breakfast. Grits
What's
was breakfast. Lunch was vegetables and fruit and beans, rice. All of
Any
the good.
protein in there?
No, for a while, for a few first time we were able to eat meat, but after that, there was no protein, like
But
no
this is
meat.
before you started the fast. Like,
No,
what
this
did
was
you
during
eat?
the fast.
Okay, so
during
I'm
the
curious
fast.
to know what you ate before the fast. Like did you have McDonald's for breakfast, Burger King for lunch, or
Oh,
like anything like
no,
that?
no. Every blue moon we have, other than that, we have eggs and bacon, sausage,
Mhm.
grits and stuff like that. Very few fast foods because it's expensive, first of all,
Yes.
but it's easier to cook at home. And, when you know what you're getting, all the preservatives, that's what's really bad for you.
hmm
But not a lot of fast foods. I mean, we go out and eat stuff like, what? El Pollo Loco and stuff
Okay.
like that.
That's pretty
Sometimes
healthy,
Kentucky Fried
right?
Chicken. Yeah, but for the most part, burgers every now and then. For the most part, we ate pretty healthy
hmm
the whole time. But then we were throwing in some chips every now and then and snacks,
hmm
chocolate, ice cream.
You love chocolate,
I do love
right?
chocolate.
Do you still wake up in the middle of the night to have your chocolate?
I don't because we can't have it. And that's what I
Okay.
said. It's even now. I don't really think about it as much as I did. I thought, wow, I can't wait to get to it. But now I'm not thinking about it.
hmm
It's I'm not thinking about it anymore. I'm worried about
Wow.
myself.
You're worried about yourself?
I'm worried.
I
What
would
am I
say
gonna
that's
do?
a good thing.
It's good and it's bad because a little bit doesn't hurt. So therefore, if I'm not thinking about it, if I take it, then I may become like a junkie. Then all the time I'll go back to sneaking it at night and eating it all the time. But right now I'm really not thinking about it too much.
Okay.
I'm more thinking about like getting back to meats.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I do want to do is have me some nice Mexican food, like some tacos and
Oh my gosh,
enchiladas.
that must have been the
Yeah,
hardest part, right?
it was, especially when when you watch TV, especially because I watch sports a lot.
Okay.
Football and basketball and all the commercials. Every other commercials about food.
It's food,
It's
yeah.
food, and you
They
think,
make it look so good.
They do. Oh, it looks so good. Like wow. I bet when I bite into it, it'll just run all over down the side of my mouth and stuff like that. But I'm feeling good.
Good.
Like I
Did
said,
you lose any weight?
I lost 4 pounds.
4 pounds. Wow.
Yeah, 4 pounds in 21 days. But you know the thing.
So it's like a pound a week.
Yeah, a pound a week.
Right. Okay.
Well, if I was had a trainer, so I'm only losing a pound a week, I'd be like, man, I'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
Because look how long it'd take me to get down to a specific
20,
weight.
30, yeah.
Yeah, a pound a week. It take 52 weeks to lose. That's a year at a pound a week.
Yeah.
That's slow.
Yeah, but did you lose fat or muscle? Do you know?
I lost fat.
Oh, which is good.
Yes,
That's what you
good.
want to lose, not the
See,
muscle.
I didn't have that much fat. Now I'm just playing. Yeah, but it's good. Like I said, I feel better. You sleep better. Then after a while, you just get used to
Mm-hmm.
the not eating part.
Yeah.
And then you go, then you look to those 3 meals and.
Did you eat every day? Did you fast a day, like no eating?
Oh no! I ate every day,
You did?
3 times a day because we were allowed 3 meals a day, so I ate my 3 meals.
Oh, okay.
And when I did, I packed it on. Like, this is gonna be it's gonna be hours and hours before I get enough. I better make it last.
Yeah.
No
Make it worth
snacking,
it.
right? No
Yeah.
snacking or nothing like that. And so, and that was what we were doing. Like I said, then we come off of it on Sunday, and so.
So what are you gonna do on Sunday where you can break your fast? Like, what is gonna be your first meal, or what is your plan?
I always say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but I think I'll just probably just get some breakfast, and I may have some pancakes.
Ooh, pancakes. Okay.
Yeah, some pancakes.
Do you prefer pancakes over waffles?
I do.
You do? Okay.
I do.
I prefer waffles.
Waffles.
I mean, pancakes are good too. So, but
Yeah.
I like
But they're
waffles.
both. I mean, I'm just more used to pancakes. Waffles. Hardly ever think about it, but everybody should go pancakes.
Oh, and you put like the butter and then like the maple syrup.
Yep, that's
Oh,
it.
that
Just let it
sounds-
run
That
down.
sounds so good.
Yeah, see, now we're gonna be hungry when we get off
Yeah.
the show. Like, oh no, I gotta go get something to eat. I gotta go get something to eat. No, but that's good. It's good you're sticking to it. Like I told you, I didn't make any New Year's resolutions because usually when I do, next thing you know, I don't go through it, and I haven't done it in decades.
Right.
You know,
I
and
remember you saying that.
Yeah, and I know people have done it, and you see them a day later or whatever. Whenever you see them, like, oh, you still, I don't know. Then you come up with excuses. Well, how can I do that? And everybody else in the house is doing it. I can't, or whatever it is. And so I just don't do it. But I know, especially as you get older, there are certain things you just have to stop doing, and others you have to start doing.
Yeah.
And so I don't do the resolutions. Like, okay, we're gonna do what's best
Yeah.
at the time.
That's good. As long as you continue on your health journey, and you feel great, that's all that matters, because
Right.
a lot of people after the first month or second month, they forget about the resolution. Because that used to be me, I would write like 10 things I wanted to change, and then I stuck for them for like a few weeks, and then I would forget about it, and then the next year would come around. So yeah, I think that's good, just to continue doing what you like to do, and then that's working for you.
Right, just life changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also since we've talked last, because I know a few months ago, I don't know if you remember, we did a show about things that stress us out, living in a stressed out world. And since then, we've have a lot of things, especially here in California. I mean, it's all over the world, but especially here in California. There's things that's just stressing us out, and all the things that does it. And it's like, how does stress affect everybody, and how does everybody handle it? Because for those who are watching the show who don't know, California's been burning now ever since, I think, the 5th of January.
Yeah.
The 5th of
For
January.
a long time,
almost a whole month.
A whole month, yeah.
Right, the whole month. And we've got it here, there, and as soon as you get it halfway put out somewhere, it spread somewhere else. And so we've had a lot. We talked about this on our show last week. On the last show, I had Charles here with the Cool Vets, and we offer some help out for veterans and all that in this situation. But still, 2 weeks later, and not only those same fires still burning, but we have new fires burning.
Yeah, I know it's Riverside County.
Riverside County.
Yeah, one of my friends, she got evacuated from her home. So it's like not even LA now. It's like, you know, spreading.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Even in San Diego. Towards San Diego, there's
San
fires
Diego.
too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we have them on the north, the south now, and it just continue. And the amount of stress that people are under, not to think about all the people who lost all their houses and their homes and just lost everything, their business. I mean, we're talking about a whole town, a whole city that's gone, Pacific Palisades, the whole city's gone. And then all these other places are burning too. And that's stressful, not only on the people who are directly involved, but it's stressful. I mean, I think it's kind of stressful on us. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Even my friend, she's been evacuated. She lives in LA, and she's been hopping from family members to hotels to, you know, so it's like she can't even be home.
Right.
You know? Yeah, thankfully her house didn't burn down, but it's not livable because of the ashes. You know, so even everyone is affected, and, you know, even if your house wasn't burned down, you're still affected. You know, and,
right.
I can even imagine, you know, going through that.
Right. So, because you're just let everybody know, what is your profession again?
So I am, I do a lot of things. So my career is in psychology. So I study psychology. So I work with a lot of teens and children and teens and families. And what I do now is I'm a program manager, and I also work for the Renaissance Man.
Yeah. But when you're doing your stuff with the teens, with the for the psychological stuff goes, you know, by your studies, can you give us an input on, like, you know, what you think the people are feeling, especially like you say with kids? We don't even think about that. We think about older people losing their homes and all these different things, but you hardly ever think about the kids, the psychological effect it's having on the kids, and that's more devastating, I think, as a parent, when you sit there and you look at your kid and you can't do anything to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with the kids are always, you know, watching the parents. So if the parents are in a state of panic always, or, you know, just the scarcity mindset, meaning like, we're going to run out of this or that, the kids are going to start showing that as well. Right. You know, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, what are we going to eat tomorrow? But when the parents are calm and they're like, okay, this is what's happening, this is, you know, devastating, but we're going to get through this as a family. You know, the kids are more calm, the kids have less anxiety because they know the parents, they trust the parents are going to take care of it, and they're not in a state of panic. You know, so it's so important that the parents model for the children how to, you know, act in the situation, even though if you've never been through that, you know, no one should ever have to go through that.
Right.
But it's important to model for your children, you know, okay, we're still going to go to school, or even school is canceled, you know, we're going to, you know, take it day by day. You know, instead of panicking your child, or, you know, putting all these negative thoughts, and then you might be going through a really, really tough time, but don't let them see that. You know, they understand that it's devastating, it's a severe situation, but I think, you know, modeling will be a great start to help them understand. Yeah,
because I know, I'm not going to say I panic when things happen, but I try on the outside to be cool, but on the inside it's like,
yeah. I think we all do that, you know, because if it's a situation where we've never gone through and it's not the best situation that we're going through, you know, you're human, so you're going to have a reaction to it, but it's just learning how to collect yourself and, you know, do the best thing you can for the next 15 minutes, you know, and get through the day, you know, and make the best choices you can, but don't act on your emotions. Right,
at least try your hardest not to. Sometimes I have to take a walk, you know, I'll be back. You know, that way you can have a moment to, you know, do what you need to do. I'm saying, like, not necessarily break down, but, you know, you have to have your moment too.
Yes.
To cry or do whatever it is you need to do, but then you collect yourself, then you go back to the others. That way they can have somebody go, oh, okay, you know, but inside you're just as broken down and worn as everybody else. It's like, wow. Especially in this situation, you know, you went to
self-care,
self-care.
Yeah, making sure people think self-care is like, oh, I'm gonna go get my pedicure, manicure. No, it's also like taking care of your mental health,
Right.
making sure you have your breaks during the day. If you're stressed out, go take a walk. It's free. You get your sunlight, so you get your vitamin D, you get your fresh air, oxygen. It's very important to take care of your physical body. Eating right, eating good foods, is going to help you feel better as well. But yeah, definitely don't neglect yourself. Especially like if you're leading a whole family, they're going to rely on you to be at your best.
Right, and that's what's important, because a lot of people don't know that's when they really need a leader.
Yes.
Not only do we need a leader in that situation as far as family goes, but we need a leader to lead the people. Like, okay,
right.
So we know this happened. I mean, what can you say? You're not going to just turn back the hands of time. But as leaders, you do have to step in with a certain mindset and stuff, and just a certain empathy for all the people. And at the same time, you have to be moving forward in order to move them forward.
Right.
And I think a lot of times in situations like this is when we find out who are true leaders.
Yes.
Who are true leaders.
Yeah, and know how to assess the situation and make the best decision, because sometimes you don't know what to do either.
Right.
You have to pretend, fake it till you make it. It's like you have to pretend you have this family leaning on you or waiting for you to tell them what else to do. But yeah, definitely.
Right, because I know even then, since then, we've had our new president sworn in, and so now we're moving forward with that. And I know that there's a lot of confusion and people are stressed out. I mean, people have been stressed out for the last year with the election and all things going on.
Yeah.
And that continues to roll over, and some people, they're just non-functional. Oh, I can't believe this and that. They're non-functional, and it's like, okay, what you say when certain things happen, of course, you don't like what's going on. Everything goes on to affect everybody. And that's why we're human. So the thing people don't realize is that everything affects us in one way or the other. It may not be directly, it may be indirectly, but we're affected by it. And so the thing I've noticed when I talk to people is they're just almost like in a state of confusion.
Yeah.
A state of confusion. Oh, I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what to do about that. And I think it's important that people know you can only do what you can do. So that if you're up here worried about other things that you have no control over, it's stressing you out, but it makes you sick.
It does, yeah. And you hit a really important point, because we should not let the government determine how we feel.
Right.
It's like the government is not going to save us. It's not going to save, our situation. Yeah, there's a lot of changes going on, but we have to rely on, people I've heard people saying, oh, I'm losing all my rights. I don't know of any right that people have lost. Maybe illegal immigrants, they might lose some rights, because some of them are being deported or they're criminals, There's so many stories out there, so everyone has to do their own research to know what really is going on. But I would say don't let the government determine how you feel. Don't let them sway you this way or that way. Just live your life the best you can and lead your family the best you can, and continue being your best self and being successful in all that you do, because there is a lot of do you have like Instagram or
I do have Instagram, and I know we talked about another thing last time about what stress people out of social media. And that's part of it, because I have Instagram, and sometimes these stories come up and they're showing these people doing these different things, and then you come to find out it's not real.
Yeah, exactly. So social media it's fake, so you can put out a video and you can portray something that you're not, or you can lie about a situation. So a lot of people, they rely on their information on social media.
Right.
So it's like, if you see this video and then you don't even do the research if it's real or not, but yet now you're becoming depressed because of what you saw. It's like you're letting that, change your emotions where it shouldn't, because it's actually fake. So it's good to do your research, because some of them might be true or fake. But I feel like we have to be very, I don't know what the word is, but we have to be intelligent about what we see, what we believe. We can watch all these videos, because I've been seeing a lot of videos online, but I'm not going to go off of what,
Right.
what they're telling me to be prepared for this or that. No, like I'm going to do my own research. I'm not going to let that sway me, or make me feel depressed or panic, because of what I saw.
Right, right. I mean, we all need to be concerned as humans about other humans, no matter what the situation or what their status.
Yeah.
But it can we let people feed into our spirit. They feed, like say on social media, they're doing these different things, and on social media, you can say and do whatever it is you want to.
Yeah.
A lot of times there's no control.
You're free. You're free to do it.
Yeah, you're free as in person. You can do certain things. So now you have every group is having their own say or their own portrayal of what's going on. And so what you start doing, if you listen to all these people, and now you're sitting there and you can almost start hating the world.
Right.
Because, everybody's this, everybody's that. Every group has this, what they call it, propaganda. And they have their point of view. And as what we need to do too, is like we need to sit down with each other. I mean, different ethnics and races, religions, and all that. And you need to have discussion with people, because a lot of times people just don't know.
Right.
You just don't know, because what you let the media and all these other people feed into you.
You have to do your own homework.
Right.
You have to do your own research, because sometimes you don't know, and it's not your fault, but it's your job to, if you want to know what's going on, do your own research.
Right. Because I know people, they say stuff that's off the wall. You be like, oh yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. And then you come to find out later, it was nothing like that.
You just hear it and you believe it, but no,
right.
you can't just believe everything you hear.
Right. Even then, you have to, even if it's true, then you have to realize is that that's not everybody.
Right.
That may be this particular group here, this particular group here, but it's not everybody as a whole.
Right.
It's not that whole race or that whole area as a whole that's doing it or feel like that. And so then you become prejudiced toward everybody.
Yes. And then you start thinking like, hate or negative thoughts, and those negative thoughts, whether you believe it or not, they're going to start growing. It's like, now you hate this group or this group because they believe this and this. And then you're just constantly thinking about the negative thoughts, and now your hate is growing, and then now you're hateful and you become depressed because of so it's like a snowball effect.
Right.
So that's why, again, like, it's good to know what your morals and beliefs are and stand by that. Don't let other people sway you, because there's going to be so many things out there. People are going to say whether it's true or not, and it's important to, stand firm, in your beliefs, and don't let anyone, try to change that.
Right. But you also need to be open to change. Like a lot of times we need to be open to change, because things day by day change. Because something can happen to you today, and tomorrow you're going to feel a different way about whatever the situation was, or, whatever the cause was. But you got to make sure that you don't put everybody into that cause. Because a lot of times when people say, oh, well, this happened to me, and so now I hate people who drive cars. I never drive a car again. So now you're scared to drive. But, it's not the car's fault. It's just that one time that thing happened.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, don't let them just make you hate everyone and everything. Right. And, it's like now you hate the whole world, because that's not going to do anything good for your mental health. For you, people are not going to want to be around you anymore. It's just like what did I say? The snowball effect?
The snowball.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but it's good to be, just be flexible with, changes day by day, not every day is going to be the same, or not everything's going to be constant.
And not every situation is the same. Not every, it's funny because I know sometimes I'll go someplace, or let's just say for example, if I go to the store, traffic is fine. 10 minutes later, I come back, traffic's blocked up, and you have all this stuff going. He goes, when did that happen? Just that quick. So things can happen very quickly to change our lives and cause us to shift our thinking. But you always want to shift in a positive direction. Not only that, like we said before, you want to be flexible, whereas you take your time and you settle yourself down and you think. what's really going on. And also, you need to think, what can I do to improve the situation? I mean, a lot of times we want, like I said, we want the government or we want somebody else to fix it. What can you do to fix it? What mindset do you need to have to fix it? Because sometimes we need to fix ourselves.
Yeah, and there's one thing that I heard someone say, I don't know who it was, but it's important to start in your home.
Right.
Like if you want change, start in your home. You can't change the whole world. You can't, if you're not the president or a world leader, like you can't just change the world. Like start in your home, protect your home, teach your home, teach your kids, things that they're going to use in their life, and focus on your home. You don't have to focus on the whole world,
Right.
Things are always going to be changing, and it's important to, you can't control what's in your home. You can't control what's in the world.
Right.
And then it goes back to, you're going to stress yourself out if all you're thinking is like, how am I going to change the world? You won't be able to, you can change what's in your home, and, your kids can grow, can make good decisions, can, be world leaders if they decide to, or you can
Right.
too if you want to go that direction.
Right. That's what it's important to, like you say, with the kids, because we're saying about the kids feed off you. And a lot of times we have to really sit our kids down because, we try to, hide things from them or protect them. As they say, I got to protect them so I can't tell little Johnny this or that. But you need to sit them down and explain to them because they're majority of kids now have phones.
Oh my
They
gosh.
have phones. So they're getting their information from the phone, from social media.
Yes.
I mean, every place you go, they're on TikTok and they're on all this stuff. So they're growing up thinking, they want to be an influencer, they want to do this, they want to do that. So a lot of their information comes through social media. So you have to sit them down and explain to them what it really is. Because first of all, they don't know how to absorb it.
Right.
With intelligence and stuff and emotion, they don't know how to absorb it. And they don't have a clue what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So if they're staying on this, that means that they're learning through that whatever it is they listen to.
Yeah,
Right.
and then that's the parents' job, right? To teach your kids.
Right.
The school, to be honest, they really don't teach you everything you need to know, because once you graduate high school, you go to college, you want to buy a home. Do you know how to buy a home? Do you know
Right.
down payments? That's simple stuff. But there's other things that or how to invest in the stock market, stuff like that. They don't really teach you, but the parent's job. The school's not going to do that, or the government's not going to do that. But recently, I'm also a substitute teacher. Oh my gosh, do I have a story for you? So,
wait a minute. Is it a good story or bad? Do we need to blank out the audience?
No.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
So, it's a middle school, right? So 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And literally every kid in that school was on their phone, and they're all scrolling through TikTok. When I looked at them, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, all I saw was brain rot. All they do is, because I'm over here telling them this is the assignment, not one kid looked at, maybe like 2 or 3 looked at me, and then they look at you and then they go back on their phone. I'm like, did they not hear me? Like, I'm a sub, I'm still like a teacher here, And yeah, it was, oh my God.
It's not funny, but.
Oh my gosh. So then, there's like 7 periods, right? So I have a new class every period. But every class, the kids sit down. They do not learn anything at school. I can say that for a fact. Unless there's like a handful that do want to learn, that do the work. There's a handful that they literally sit down and they're on the phone. Because sometimes you really can't do anything. You can send them to the office, and what are they going to just sit down in the office, And they have so many students that are not listening that I can't send like 20 kids to the office.
Right.
So but I think I might be wrong about this, but I think they're Gen Alpha, because then there's Gen Alpha, Gen Z, Gen X, Millennials, baby boomers. So,
Well, see, I'm in a baby boomer, so I lost all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
I had to ask my sister. I'm like,
Yeah.
Please tell me what generation this is, because it's so sad, And it's not every school. It was just that school for now, but most of the kids are on their phones scrolling TikTok, and I actually I just couldn't believe it, And then I asked them, how did you guys do it? Did you know that TikTok was like closed for like 12
half
hours?
A day, yeah.
Yeah, not even like 12 hours, half a day, not even 24 hours. So I asked them, and I was like kind of, you know, like I was asking them, how did you guys do it? You know, like, because they were all on TikTok,
right.
You know? And they were like, it was really hard. I was like kind of being, you know, trying to be funny a little bit, you know, it's like, because I was sharing with them the assignment. They didn't really care to do it. A handful did. And they responded. They were like, oh, it was really hard for us. You know, it was terrible. It was like the worst day ever. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. Yeah. It really did like put a dagger in their heart, the fact that it was gone for 12 hours, because that's all they look at. You know, they're going from Instagram to TikTok, because I'm walking around the classroom, you know, make sure they're at least not hurting each other, you know. But my mind was mind blown. I was like, I just see brain rot, you know, like it's so sad, but like every student that came in, and then to make matters worse, I had the kids are like yelling at each other, cussing each other out, and then I had to send someone to the security guard had to send someone to the office, and then you know, I try to only keep the students that are in my classroom because a lot of kids cut classes. Did this happen when you were in school? It's probably like a normal thing.
No, well, when I was in school, we didn't have TikTok, we didn't have phones, we didn't have computers.
Okay. So you're more focused.
Yeah, we weren't focused on that, put it that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because LA School District and a lot of districts, what they're starting to do now, they're saying, we don't want the kids to have the phones at school.
That is like, I think it's a law, and then they even put like in all the classrooms they have, you know, that paper saying no phones. No one listens to it.
No
one. And I think when they know it's a sub, they feel like they can push boundaries, and you know they can get away with some things. But there's only so much you can do. But anyway, so I'm gonna finish my story really quick. So
finish your story.
And then this kid comes in, and I kind of blocked the door. You know, I was like, no, you can't be here. You're not in this class. And he kind of like, he was gonna get through me. It doesn't matter. So I got out of the way because he didn't care that I was telling him not to go. And he goes, finds a student, and they start beating each other up. There was a full-blown fight in my classroom. Oh. And then my student got hurt, you know, so I was like yelling for help.
Wow.
Wow.
I was yelling for help, you know. Thankfully, there was a teacher in the classroom because it's like the teacher's supply room is in my classroom.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I feel like he had my back. He always does, you know. But how was your teacher there? You know, usually there's no teachers who come in anyway. So she was there, and I was yelling for help, and I had forgotten she was there. And then she came out, and she, you know, like, you really can't get in the middle to kids because they're beating each other up. You know, they're punching each other, like they're pulling each other's hair, and you're just like, you're in shock.
Wait, was it a girl or
two boys?
Two boys that pulling each other's hair.
Yeah, well, one of them had long hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
So it was two boys.
But not that it mattered.
But there was a kid outside that hit a girl.
Wow.
Like just passing period, they just like hit each other and they just walk like nothing happened. I'm like, what? Where am I?
Well, and the sad thing about it, like you said, we talk about all these stresses and stuff. So can you imagine if you were there every day?
No, I cannot imagine being there.
Right. And we wonder why, you know, even like we look at these people who are in these jobs, like firefighters, policemen, and all that, and teachers. You're on the front line.
Right.
See, people don't realize that teachers are on the front line. And can you imagine doing this every day? And you wonder why teachers are quitting. Because they're not getting support, first of all, from the parents.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, and that's the worst part of all. They're not getting support from the parents.
It starts in your home.
Right.
You know, it starts in home.
Exactly. You know, you have those students who want to learn and they can't learn because everybody else is doing this and you got all this stuff going on.
Students who get at their curling iron, they start curling their hair and they start doing TikTok dances. They start doing their makeup. I'm like, do you guys have time during lunch to do this? You know, like, but they don't care.
No,
But anyways,
they don't.
continue.
No, but I'm saying, but it's the parents. I mean, to a curling iron, you take a curling iron to school. I guess they got batteries now.
Yeah, no, they plugged it in, and
you're
that's
doing
a
this,
weapon, right? Now that I'm thinking about it,
yeah.
they could burn someone.
And your parents not saying, okay, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're here. You made this TikTok video during school. Weren't you supposed to be in class?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so as a parent, you know, we have to. Not me, because I'm old now. I don't but as parents,
you've been through that.
You have to help the teachers because in return, that's going to help your child.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that your child gets older, and that there's all they've done at TikTok videos, that's all I said earlier. They make so much money off these things now that you do it, and everybody wants to be a content creator now. What do you want to be? You grew up a content creator. They used to want to be athletes. Now you got half want to be professional athletes,
like
gamers.
on YouTube.
Yeah, and all these things. So that's the new future.
Yeah.
Not like before, I want to be this, I want to be that. No, I want to be an athlete. I want to be a gamer. I want to be a content creator.
And they're on the computer all day.
All day. So that they don't have time to learn. And this is part of what we were talking about earlier. It has a leader of your house.
Yes.
These are things that you have to take control over.
Yes.
You have to, because, you know, if you're sitting up here doing these things and you go home, I mean, people say, oh, well, I didn't know my kid was doing this, I didn't know we were doing that. But if they're always doing that, they have to get a fail when the report cards come out.
Yeah.
And so you don't ask, well, what were you doing in school all that day? Making TikTok videos or whatever it is?
Yeah, where are the consequences? Where, like, do you check in on your child? You know, do you check in on their grades? Because there's no way this kid is passing this class, you know? And you start thinking, like, the parents have so much influence on the kids, you know? So, and it's not easy. Sometimes you need help. You know, it's okay as a parent to not know what to do and to seek for, you know, other parents or other help, you know, because it is out there. You know, there's no handbook to be a parent, right? So it's like no one teaches you. So it's good to you know, seek that help. And one thing that what my dad does is he reads his Bible, and the Bible has so many good you know, things of how to live your life. You know, it teaches you how to raise a child, you know, discipline, you know, make sure, do not cause your child to anger, or, you know, so you have to be fair and just, to be angry. So, you know, it's like, as a parent, it's your responsibility, you know, and I'm learning a lot through being a sub. I was like, well, it's my responsibility, you know, to, you know, make sure my husband and I are on the same page. I'm not married or anything, but in the future, you know, it's like, how are we going to raise our children? Because this generation, you know, they're growing up on the phone, and I'm thinking, am I going to give my child a phone? I don't want them to have a phone, you know, but sometimes you need it for like emergencies.
Well, that's the babysitter. The phone is the babysitter.
Exactly.
You know, you put them on the phone, and
they don't bother you.
I was somewhere just yesterday, and a little kid had his mother's phone, and he was still in the
oh my god,
what do you call that, the basket? He wasn't even walking. He was still in, and he has a little phone. He's playing with it.
So
I'm sure he couldn't operate. But some of these little kids, they know how to operate it and stuff, and so you give it to them so they grow up on it.
Yes. And then once you take it away, there's tantrums.
Right.
Because that's all they knew. And then their parents are like, I have a really bad child, they don't do this. Well, this is how you taught your child, you know, because you didn't want to deal with, like, you know, the discipline of things or raising them, that you just give them the phone. And it's the easiest thing to do, or like set them in front of a TV. You know, I'm not saying those things are not bad. A phone isn't bad, a TV isn't bad, but like, how are you using it? You know, and, you know, when I was growing up, we would watch TV like on Saturdays, because the cartoons were on. Right. That they weren't on from Monday to Friday. So my sisters and I would like wake up early to watch, like, you know, the cartoons. So we didn't have that devices, you know, but that's the thing, we're in a different generation now. You know, like, you have those cartoons Monday through Friday whenever you want at your access, you know, like through YouTube. But it's this is a good topic because it does go through a lot, you know, there's so many layers to it. Yeah. You know? Right,
because everything, I mean, from the fire, the destruction, everything, it just all piles up, and it just all runs together because it's running at the same time. Yeah, because everything's going at the same time. So you put all these factors together, you know, between that, and they just think. I remember when they had COVID, you know, in the days, teachers would just like you say, oh, you know, your kid came into my classroom and started a fight and this and that. And the parent be like, oh no, not my kid, not my kid.
Yeah.
But they learned during COVID when the kids were at home and they had to teach them and nobody can go anywhere. You're trapped in the house with them and you're trying to educate them. You're forced to
have
now,
a relationship with your kid, you know,
right?
like
And
get
now
to know them.
now you see, oh, everything the teacher said was right. You know,
Right.
you're very disruptive. You don't do this, you don't do that. They learned their lesson. They were so anxious for the kids to go back to school.
Yeah.
Oh, not to learn. They said, get away from me because of your behavior. But yet we've went back to put it on the teacher. Oh, well, my kid isn't learning. The teachers, they're not teaching them anything. But you yourself say when they go to class, you're trying to teach them and they're all on the phone.
Yeah, you can only do so much. You know, you can say, I'm going to give you a warning, put your phone away. And they literally look at you. And then, like, once you walk away, they go back on the phone. Like, but the thing is that it's not, I sub different districts. So there's another district that I sub for that the kids are better behaved. It's crazy. It's like night and day, you know, not obviously, you know, kids can still have behaviors, but I see the difference. So I already know what schools I like to sub and what schools I would never go back to. You know, and that would be one because when I first started, that school that I went to a few days ago, it was my first day subbing. I went there and it was supposed to be a 4-day assignment. So I went there the first day and I feel like the whole day made me sick because it was so bad. I was not expecting it. You know, I've never really been to a public, I went to a private school. So I didn't have like a big class like that. So after that day, I was like, I canceled the last 4 because I did get sick. And I was like, I'm not going back there. And I would say like, I'm never going back here, never going back here. And for like, I think it was 4 months later, I never went back. And then like, I saw that there was an opening, right? And it was like art class. I'm like, you know what? I'll take art class. That sounds like fun.
Right. Everybody's going to be nice and calm.
Yeah. It's like, you know, we're going to do art all day. But I was like, you know, I'll take art class, you know? And that was the school that I said I would never go back to. And I went back to it and it was like the worst day. You know, I mean, you know, you live another day to talk about it, you know, because now we're like talking about it. And then, but yeah, it's just, honestly, it depends on the schools. You know, there are some schools that I love to go and I always leave like my information. I'm like, please call me if you need a sub, you know, because you like to make those connections with the teachers. But, yeah, so it depends. So it's not the whole generation. It's not all the kids, but there are some kids, you know, that do not listen. And as a teacher, you can only do so much. You know, like I was saying, they can ignore you, and you know, you just gotta. There's nothing else you can do, you know, and it's up to them if they want to learn or not. Right,
and the thing about it is that rolls over, or it goes even after you become an adult, and then you get grown and you get older and older. Those same principles apply. Because you have a lot of people, even as they get older, their mentality is the same thing. You know, if they're in a student, they be doing the same thing, disruptive in the behavior. So if you take and compile all these things and roll them all into being a human, now we can see why humans go through what they do. Because every stage of life, or everybody have their stresses or their problems. Because I know a lot of people say, oh, if I was rich, I wouldn't have any problems. Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You know, if I was taller, if I was this, I was that, I wouldn't have any problems. Everything has its problems. You have to deal with it. You have to manage it. Yeah. And so, but I can see, because especially since you've been on your diet, now you're here with these kids and you're trying to hold them out and they just push you aside. Basically, it's like, no, I'm getting out the way. I'm not going to fight this.
Yeah, kid. It's not worth it for me.
Yeah.
To get out of the way, yeah. But and I love subbing, and people always ask me, like, do you want to be a teacher? I'm like, that's not a desire that I have, you know?
Right.
Do I love subbing? Yes. I love subbing because every day is different. Every school is different. You know, you get a group of new kids, and, you know, you have so many stories of your day, you know, that I share. You know, it's like, oh, this happened, or this is cool that they do this in this school and that. But yeah, I do love subbing. I don't know. I have a new respect for teachers. I do not know how they do this.
No.
Every day for 30 years. I don't understand how they do it. I have
definitely not.
My respect for teachers. Seriously.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I tell you, Yep, I wouldn't want to do any of them.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's all right. And but anyways, you know what? See, we went through a very different topics. So we gave people something to think about. Especially if you have a kid, you need to support your teacher.
Yes, please support your teachers.
Support your teachers.
They are the most hardworking people out there.
Yes,
I don't know how they do it, but they are amazing.
Like we support families who go through crisis, firemen, our first responders. Support our teachers too. Well, it's been another good day. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap this one up for today. You know, if you notice that things are a little different, you know why? Because we're not taping from the station today. You know, we're in our special studio, as you can see it, you know, and we'll be doing a lot of broadcasts from here. But still, we want you to tune in every week for our shows, the E Factor Radio Network. And today, with our special co-host, Evelyn, the teacher, Pereira, and your host, Cornelius Bryant, the Renaissance Man, we're going to say goodbye, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Thank you, Inland Empire, for listening to KCAA Radio.
Meet Barkley.